And welcome to Wallybois. Now, in a previous video, well, a couple of videos actually, I've been doing a bit of a restoration I have of this little Stanley Bailey, a No4 hand plane. Now, I've done a restoration of the No5, which is this one here. This was in quite a bad way, but it's actually a really good tool now. And I made it a new tote and a new knob. In the previous video, live stream, we cut that out and give it a bit of a shape up and what have you. And it's it's come out pretty well. I'm quite pleased with it. I've already done the clearance holes in the in the bottom there, and that little one there, little locating one there, and the one from the top here, where the actual brass nut goes into. And I just got to which was here somewhere. Though I don't know where I put it. Oh dear. Oh, there is here somewhere. There is. Honest. I can't see it now, though. No, I've got one of them, but not the other one. I might have left it over there, near Lincolnshire. So, yeah, and I've got this screw here, which is the screw which will be going through the handle. I haven't drilled the hole all the way through yet. No. So I've got my drill bit here. What I did last time, even though the drill bit is long enough, you're at risk of going a little bit astray. Now, you could create a jig, but all I did last time was drill part way as straight and in line as I possibly can, and I put a line across here so I could like use that as a sight line so I could aim along it, and then come back. Hopefully, that'll join up in the middle somewhere. So to go from that direction and then that direction, and hopefully it's across. You'll get through. Then go all the way through. That's what I did last time. So you could create a jig, but you're still at risk of being a little bit skew-if, and then the nut won't centre properly in your clearance hole on the top there. So that is a bit of a concern. But what is also a bit of a concern is that I've actually mislaid the little brass nut. But it should be here somewhere. I haven't lost it, it's here. It's one of these. Do you know what? That always happens to me, because I am terrible, I am. I've got a little pot here to put everything in, but I still lose stuff. It's kind of what happens to me. Oh, here it is. Found it. Thank God for that. So, have yourself a dish to put all your bits and pieces in. Now, I'm kind of borrowing stuff off this turn of the century hand plane, which has got a lump out the corner here as well. This used to be my father's, this one did. This one that I'm restoring at the moment used to be, was mine, but I used to use it on site a lot. And, when you use things on site, they get rusty, they get damaged, they get spoiled. So, I decided to give it a bit of a clean up. I've still been using it, it's still a perfectly usable tool, and it's not an old one. I'd say I bought it used years ago. I don't know what year it is. It's going to be post 1970s anyway, this one, whereas this one is just turned of the century. It's very old, but it has got a lump out of there like so, and also the frog, which is non-adjustable. Its lever has been replaced. I won't be a bit surprised my dad's done that, because it looks like he's made it out of a bit of tin plate. It's not the original lever. It's a bit of a mess. So I am going to restore that one later, but for now, I'll get this one in a really good condition, along with its new tote, and I'll also be making a new knob in my style of, the mushroom knob like that, and that's the style of knob that I like to use. It just works well for me, because when I use the hand plane on an edge, I don't hold the knob that much. I actually just put my thumb in behind it like so, and then I use my fingers down like so, down the edge of my piece of wood, so I don't go astray. It's a bit like a fence, really, and I just find that much more comfortable instead of the round knob, the original knob, which is this one here. There's nothing wrong with it, and I'll probably put that on the other hand plane. This old one down here later when I get to restoring this one, because I'm still going to restore it, but it's in a bit of a it's not great. I might even nick this lever cap as well, because the one that was on this hand plane, because I use it on site, constantly getting wet, it's all pitted. And that's not the original lever cap for this hand plane anyway, because that would have been a keyhole shape, not a kidney shape. And that is if this is even a Stanley. It might not be a Stanley. It might. Someone mentioned it could have been a record. It might be. I don't know. I don't know when records started making hand planes, and that looks to me, when I look at that, it looks like an early Stanley. But there's no maker's name cast into it you know, I need to do a bit more research because dating stuff in the UK is a lot harder than in the US. There's a lot of information like online. In fact, there's a website, I can't remember what it's called now. They've got all the years and the dates and the little things like what size knobs there'd be. That if it's a high knob, low knob, if it's got the small adjuster, the little inch adjuster, or the big adjuster. So you know, like this one, or even like this one, which has got the plastic adjuster on there. Which actually I don't mind. It's actually a very nice plane to use. This is, and that's 1940s. And this really old one here, I'm not sure, and that's got a very small brass adjuster on there. Okay, that's only the inch adjuster. So I think that plane has been made out of other planes. You know, it's been bastardised. See, that's the adjuster for this one. You know, it's a darn sight bigger. That one will fit inside that one. Look, see. And it's not that easy dating, so especially the English ones are harder. I'm also going to steal the chip breaker out of that old plane because this has actually got a record stay set in it, which is a much better chip breaker. I've actually just done a restoration on it yesterday. I should have done live actually, but the problem is that this little pin here that holds this two-part chip breaker together was so worn. It basically, this just kept falling off. So you risk of losing it. It still comes off if you want to. But what I did is I actually drilled it out a little bit, tiny amount. I got a self-tapping screw with a square tapered end, which provided the pin. And I literally just screwed it into the hole as far as I could. And it just protruded just enough, as you can see. It's perfect. And that's the other end. And I cut it off and just fired it flat and just flattened it with the diamond stone as well. So there's no obstruction for the plane iron, and that's worked because that one over the years has just basically worn away. It's knackered. So that's now usable again. I've also shaped the end of this chip breaker up and flattened the back because that that had a gap underneath it. That was no good. You know, so hopefully that'll be a much better option than the original chip breaker on a Stanley, which is the old tin plate thing, which is a bit flexible. You know, you can get a bit of chatter and stuff, and especially if you've got a thin plane iron. I don't like it anyway. I'm not that keen. No, I could change the plane iron for a thicker one, like I did with this one, with a 3mm plane iron that I put in there. I could do that with this one, but it did cause me a little bit of grief in the bastardising that plane to make it fit, because the problem is that the extra thickness causes problems here, you see, because where you got your chip breaker, which also provides the adjustment with this little yoke here, which goes around the adjustment wheel, that little thing there, yeah, where that sits on there with the plane iron, what have you. When you get a thicker plane iron, you then have a problem with the adjuster being lowered down by another millimetre in the slot. And because that happens, what happens, because that's tapered, you see, you end up with more plate. There'll be more slop when you make your adjustment. So you need to make that up somehow. So that can be a bit of an issue. And that's what I found when I was actually doing this restoration here, where I put that thicker plane iron in, you know. So that was that was a bit of a pain. But a bit of a pain plane. It's painful plane. But I got over it, and there's still quite a bit of to and fro on there, a bit of slack on there. But I did actually put a piece of heat shrink around it, and that did help for a bit. Then it fell off. So I need to come up with a solution for that. And one could be, I could say, all right, and if that's the case, why not make the slot in the chip breaker a little bit smaller? If I want to fit a thicker plane iron. And you could do that with a weld. You could literally just put a little bit of weld along there, then fire that out and polish it all off. So it is possible, I suppose. But I didn't really want to do that. No. So I'm not going about that. Not on the smoothing plane anyway. I don't think there's any point on the smoothing plane. So anyway, should we get to it? So that is the little tote that we made the other day, a couple of days ago, on a live stream. This is my pattern. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a scale plan of that and that, because it's actually slightly smaller than that one. That one, if you don't realise this, the tote on a smoothing plane won't fit on, say, for instance, your number 5, 6, 7, or 8. They're bigger, they're slightly longer and taller than the smoother. And clearly, also won't fit on the number 1 either. I haven't got a number 1 Stanley, no, because they're like $3,000. Why? I don't know. Totally useless plane, but people just collect them. I don't know why. They're a lot of money. Whereas these things are cheap as chips. Now, so I'll put that on my Patreon, but I'll mark it's free. So if anyone wants to join, just as a member on my Patreon, what I'll do is I'll upload the plan for this on there, just as a PDF or whatever they allow me to do. I can't remember, PDF or a PNG or whatever it is. And then you can just literally print that out and, I don't know, trace it onto whatever, or just cut it out and stick on a bit of wood, and then cut it out, and then you'll have what I call my profile. You could probably do it without a plan, to be fair. In it though, I made that for nothing. I just used the original handle, tote, and then I just basically drawed around it. Obviously this one's it's in 2 pieces, you see, it's a bit of a pain. I literally drawed around it originally, the original hand, and then I added, my shapes to it and how I wanted it to be. Because the reason why I like it is, for me, this fits my hand, and my hand always falls in the same place on the hand plane. And it's right-handed for me, so I've actually shaped this to suit as a right-handed person. My hands always fall in the same place, as you can see, and then I've got my pointy finger, which I can then stabilise the sides of the hand plane. Now, I did mention this in a previous video. I quite liked the frog on the older one because the shape here in the frog is actually rounded. And when you I put my finger there, you see, and that's comfortable because it's all rounded. Whereas the newer one, this frog here, is all square and ends a bit rough. It doesn't matter, I know, but you know, I'm fragile. So anyway, that's my tote that we're now going to be drilling a hole in. We're going to clean it up a little bit more while we do it. I've got to be careful I don't put any iron filings anywhere, because I end up, the iron sulfates will turn it black. That's how you can have ebonized wood if you want to, oak if you want to, or chestnut, and other woods as well. But oak ebonizes really well. Right, so that's the plane. I haven't painted that at all. All I've done is wax on there, and I'll polish that off later. But we need to drill a hole in there. I need to line it up. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to shove it in this vise, and I'm going to wing it. Is that dangerous? Probably. Right, so I'm just going to check the chat as well. I might put it up on my phone. So, let's just bring that up there. Let's turn the audio off there for the moment. And just so I can bring the chat up on my computer. Hello, Squidward tennis balls. You got squiddy tennis balls, have you? Okay. Finally, some good content on. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, hand planes. Anybody Kershaw? Off out with the grandkids. Oh, have a good time, my friend. Have a good time. Me and the missus are going to be making some more videos on the other channel as well, and also on this channel. Rain Cloud says, stay still, mate. I'm almost finished milking. What? What? Milking what? Hello from Russia. Hello, Russia. You guys are handsome. Well, thank you very much. Few people understand this right now. Oh, okay. In Russia, this is called a plane. You call it a plane in Russia as well? Oh, okay. So do we. In France, they call it a rabot. Spelled R-A-B-O-T, but you don't pronounce the T. Right, anyway. So what I need to do is line the centre of that up with the centre of the clearance hole. And currently, it sits on there nicely like so. Not too much wobble in there, which is good. But what I also do, when I fit that for the first time, I'll put a little bit of grease on there, all right? Or wax or something like that so it don't stick. And then I get a hot melt glue gun, and I whack a little bit in that hole there, and I'll whack a little bit in that hole there, and then I'll plonk that on there like so. And what that'll do is that'll line the inside of the window, that'll take up any slack. You see? Don't want a slack hole. No. No one wants a slack hole, no. Anyway, so let's do our lines. Let's get a rule. Don't take a long walk off a short pair. That's a good rule. Yeah, there's a rule. And I need to work out the centre of that hole there on this side. And I can't take it from the centre there. I have to take it from the centre of there as though it's in the right direction. So it's actually slightly over, like that. My lead just fell out. Right, like so, and then that one's easy enough. That's going to be in line. I'm going to put a line down the side of my tote. Okay. I'll put it on the wrong side there. There. Yeah, there. So I'm going to line it up like so to give you an idea where it's going to be. There we go. And this is just a sight line, so as I try and drill it, I can then sight along it and hopefully keep somewhere there in line. And then I'll do the same in the other direction as well. Now, obviously, that way is easy enough because you've got to make sure, you just basically make sure that your drill isn't high and it isn't low. So hopefully that will go quite well. And that's the bit I'm going to use, which is actually long enough, so it's an extra long bit. I'm going to just do it with a battery drill. Now, you could do this on a pillar drill. Ooh, okay, but I'm not going to. Right, now the line is on my side because obviously I need to see it. I'm going to keep it fairly vertical. That's something else you could do, I suppose. If you keep it vertical, you could put a spirit level on it, I suppose. That looks good. Right, so wish me luck. Right, over that way. I think it's looking good. I think. I hope, anyway. Okay, it's going a little bit one way. Just adjust. Okay. I hope it's all right. So you could make a jig up, get it pretty much spot on. But I suppose that's all right. Go to all that faff if you're going to be doing more than one. But I'm not doing any more at the moment, so well, I'm centre of the hole, which is a good sign. Right, I'm lined. Oh, not... Right, I think that's probably deep enough. I'll start going a little bit skew-if from the other direction, no, from this direction. When I look at that to my line, yeah, I'm a little bit out. I'll go from the other way now, and try and correct it. Hang on, I need to see the line. Right. Oh, okay. Oh, I've already joined up with the other hole. This is good. See what's happening there. Oh, it's better than I thought. There you go. Nice and centre in that hole. And nice and centre in that hole. So that's good enough. You can check that, see how the nut is going to meet. That's not, is that the right one? They're both the same, actually, to be fair. So if we grab our little threaded rod, right, the longer thread goes to the top, the shorter thread goes to the bottom. So one way we do this, we just slide it in there like so, in there like so. Or is it the other way around? This right now. Well, they're both only going to go so far, aren't they? So usually the top, just in case you've got to adjust it. So that's going to go in there like so. That looks quite hopeful. That looks okay. Might want to make it a little bit, I don't know, a little bit deeper. Yeah, I'm just going to make that other hole a little bit deeper, which I've got the drill bit over there, which won't go in that drill. Right, is that going to go deep in that or not? Oh, no, that's right. That's okay. That does go all the way down. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. What am I trying to screw it for? There's nothing to screw into yet. So let's just dry fit that and just see what that's like. Right. So hopefully that's going to line up. Please line up. Right. Actually, what we have to do is push it back out again. Remove that. That's the longest part, isn't it, to try and line up. That should go in there. Go back in there, you. Oh, it's a bit tight. There's a bit of damage on the end. Oh, no, it's not. That's there. So I'm just going to dry fitting it at the moment. Just make sure it fits before I start finishing it all off. Is that lining up there or not? Right, let's see what's going on there. Right, I need to, that hole needs to go that way a little bit. Just a touch. Where is it again? Yeah, that way. It's got to go. Oh, hang on, it's going the wrong way. You idiot. Now, obviously, you could make that clearance there bigger, but then it'll just make the handle a little bit the more slack. Should go on. Oh, it's on. That's on. That's lovely. Lovely jubbly. Right, and then I should be able to screw that on there, hopefully. Yeah, that'll go on there. Right, there we are. Hello, 86 people. Hope you're all well. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Right, so. That's a pretty good fit, I think. That looks okay at the back. Hang on the heel. There's not much slack in it anyway, which is good. So, I think as a tote, that is looking pretty sweet. Yeah. It's good. All right, let's remove that. Because we need to get on with the rest of that. I'm going to be making a knob for that later as well. Maybe in this stream if I have time. But I'd like to get some a little bit more sanding on this tote. If I can get it off again. Off you get. Oh, it is tight. Why is it so tight? Blimey, it is tight. Alright, let's just get a little twist there. That doesn't make any sense. That's strange. Gently does it. There's not a lot holding it on. Oh, there you go. Oh, I see what happened. You can see where it's been rubbing on the back here, where it's rubbing on the back of the hole there. I'm not going to worry, but I'm going to leave it because it's end of the day it'll be tighter. And it's not, once it's on, isn't it? So let's put that there for a second. Let's give it a bit more rubbing down. Then we'll probably put some, I don't know. I did toy with the idea of ebonising it, you know. And I thought, hang on, this is a nice piece of quarter sawn oak. Do I really want to ebonise it so you can't see the quarter sawn? So I'm probably just going to put some teak oil, maybe. Some teak oil on it. Put a few coats of teak oil. And then I can have a few coats of my sweat off my body. Anyway, what have we got in the chat here? Do. Hello, Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Have you got access to X? My Aston Martin DB7 workshop videos and other stuff. Nice. No, the handle is quarter sawn oak because that's what I got. I haven't actually got any ash around here. Actually, I've got those beech, got those walnut, you know, there's oak. I've even got some American oak here, even though I'm in France. But I don't have any ash. I've got loads of chestnut, obviously pine, you know. What else have we got here? Chestnut, purple heart. Yeah, purple heart would have been quite nice, but extremely hard. On the ironwoods. Right, now, the problem I see at the moment is a lot of the grime off my hands has ended up on here, so I need to try and clean it off. I'm going to grab that teak oil, so I'm ready with it. Ready and willing and able. I've got some Danish oil as well. Got Danish oil, teak oil, peck, or Danish. I might go with the teak oil actually, because it's it dries a lot quicker. Right, do. So that one, then you clean that crap off that. I need my little pot, which has already got some teak oil in it, which is actually, hang on, let's get the idea what teak oil goes like. It's solidified already. There's a little bit, tiny little bit in the bottom there, and it goes sort of like jelly, like. See how thick that's gone. It's gone all like jelly because any solvents in there have actually evaporated. Now it's like if you get like linseed oil and raw linseed oil, boiled linseed oil is well, the stuff you buy off the shelf isn't boiled. Now I actually boil my linseed oil so it goes off quicker because you get rid of the water. I don't like chemical additives if I can help it on certain, especially food type stuff. So I actually boil it. And the idea of boiling it is you remove the water. You boil it to about 170 degrees. Do not do it indoors. It's highly flammable and it can catch a light. So you do it outside. You boil it until it stops bubbling, and it'll be about around 170 degrees. And the bubbling is the water evaporating out of the linseed oil. Raw linseed oil, that is. And then once you've done that, it'll be still raw, but it'll be boiled. So then it'll go off much faster, because it's the water that retards the linseed oil. Now, linseed oil, the stuff you buy off the shelf, I can't remember what they put in there, but there's chemical hardeners, or solvents in it, which expel the water. And that speeds up the hardening. Now, true boiled linseed oil doesn't harden as quickly as chemically hardened linseed oil, but it still goes off pretty quick. You know, I say quick, I'm talking about days. You know, whereas if it's raw, it will take literally forever. You know, a couple of weeks anyway. I'll rip it a little bit off that, so I can get it into my little nooks and crannies. It's got a bit of 400 grit. I don't need to be ridiculously smooth. I want it just smooth enough so I don't get splinters. I don't want any splinters. No. I get enough splinters, I do. Because I don't generally wear gloves. I find gloves very dangerous when you use machines. And also, my hands aren't as dexterous as they used to be. Because I haven't got it now, but I used to have carpal tunnel syndrome, but I've had the operation for it here. And they're okay now. Now, what I would say to anyone who uses tools or where you're using your hands vigorously, wear some padded gloves like these. Like those, just like weightlifters gloves or these are weightlifters gloves, but or like cycling gloves or something like that. And I use fingerless ones because I want to be able to feel what I'm doing. That's what the missus said. And then so I want to be able to have some dexterity to protect my palms, because the carpal tunnel runs through here, you see, and that's where your nerves and your tendons run through. And what happens over a period of time, you get a lot of scar tissue, and as your tendons heal, they swell, and it crushes your nerves. That gives you pain and pins and needles. Right nuisance it is, right nuisance. So yeah. So I wish I was more careful. In the years I've been doing this kind of work, but I didn't even know about carpal tunnel back then, you know. And yeah, but it's a big issue. People who are manual workers, you know, carpal tunnel. Lots of people get it. It's quite common. But if you're a woodworker, if you've done like years of doing chisel work and the palming your chisel, you know, where you're tapping it through like that kind of thing, and you end up with damage. You end up with damage to your carpal tunnel, scar tissue basically, and reduces the space for the nerves and the tendons to pass through. You don't want that. No. So look after yourself. Don't do what I did over the years. It's so common as well, you know, carpal tunnel syndrome. It really is. I was going to have the operation in the UK, but they sent the appointments to the wrong address, apparently. So they told me. But I'd done France in the end, and they were brilliant. The French healthcare is fantastic. It really is fantastic. Very impressed. So, yeah, they've been very good to us. Do you know what I don't like though? You know, when you get older, things start breaking. You fall apart on you, you know. Me and the dear missus, all of a sudden we've just got loads of problems. I have fibromyalgia as well, so I get all these pains and stuff, and I have to take medication, which helps. It doesn't get rid of it completely, but it helps. Another little bit. Won't be long, and we can get that fitted on there. Get some teak oil on it, and then get that fitted. I'll tell you what though, it's looking nice though, because you look at the quarter sawn oak. Can you see that? If you wonder what I'm talking about when I say quarter sawn, let me just grab something for you, and I can show you. Now, here is half a log. There's various ways of actually cutting the log. Now, quarter sawn is when the grain, the rings are perpendicular to each face, and that's when you'll get those rays, yeah? The beautiful bit of timber, it's really stable as well. It doesn't move much. It'll move across its width, but it won't twist and warp. Whereas if you come down, for instance, these areas here, like rift sawn here, it's not too bad, but that will actually, it could potentially cut or twist. But when you come to these areas where you actually got, say for instance, from the centre of the tree, like slab sawn all the way through, and you've got the rings going that way, but also that way, it will most definitely cut. Now, if you look at, for instance, your fence posts, you'll see that they always come from the centre of the tree, where the pith is, right in the middle of the tree. And the reason for that is because the stresses and strains are all the way round, like so. It's very unlikely for your post to actually bend one way or the other. It might twist a little bit, but it won't bend one way or the other, and it will get splits in it as the stresses and strains with the grain become circular, and something has to give. But that's why your fence posts and what have you generally come from the centre of the tree. But otherwise, you know, if you can get quarter sawn, it's the best timber. But when you get more tangential growth like this, that's becoming the least stable at that point there. And there, as you can see, when the grain becomes more angular, and if it goes right round in the other direction, it becomes even less stable. So I still think we should just cut slab sawn, just cut all trees slab sawn, because you'll get a bit of everything out of that, you know. You just have to make your selections there, you know, and it just kind of makes sense. And you get less waste. When you get like radial sawn and what have you, when you start cutting it that way, It's you get a hell of a lot of waste. You do, and you don't really want waste your wood because the whole tree, all the tree has a purpose. You can do something with the whole tree, and it's bad enough we cut the trees down, and it's, it's good if we can actually make sure whatever we make out of it has some longevity, but also that we replace trees. And we are planting trees here actually at the moment. Not right this moment. We've already planted over 500 trees. We've done 550 at the moment trees, and we're hoping to plant about over 1,000 or more on our land here. Loads of willows, oaks, chestnuts, birch, silver birch, alder, ash. Oh, we have some ash then. That's for the purpose for the rewilding really, and the animals. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. There's a link down below if you want to know more. We've also got a channel for it as well, which I need to do a lot more on actually. We're quite proud of it. Right, we're getting there. Just try to get rid of all my dirty kind of grubby finger marks that I've been putting all over her. Yeah, because I'm not after it being stupidly smooth. At the end of the day, it's a tool, and it's going to get beaten about a little bit in it as a tool. It's looking nice though. What is it about wood? Just like it's like whittling. You sit with a bit of wood and a carving knife, and you can just whittle away, and it's actually just nice. It's therapeutic. Just something nice about playing with your wood. Don't take that the wrong way. Right, there we go. I think I'm nearly there. I think we can put something on that now. Just a little bit there, I think. And get some teak on it. I'm just using what I've got. This is an old offcut that I had kicking about. Because I do make architectural products here in France. Try to keep your head above water. The channel earns a little bit of money because it is monetised, but it's not a lot. Very little. I don't get enough views for that. I've got the odd video that's done really well, but my long form done really poorly. And usually what happens whenever I do shorts and live, I always lose subscribers. Nearly every time. Not many, but I lose a few subscribers. They say, "Oh, you're not who I thought you were." Because they're not buying in, I suppose, to a certain video style. So let that soak. I'm going to literally let that soak and get in there as well. Because don't forget, whenever you put any finish on anything, make sure you finish both sides. It might sound stupid, like finish the tabletop. Oh, why do I finish bottom for? No one's going to see it. You need to finish it to seal it. It's really important. Otherwise, moisture will get in the bottom of the table, unequal to the top of the table, and what happens, the bottom will expand more than the top. And then you have a bent table. You don't want that, do you? I'm just going to plonk this somewhere. Where can I plonk that? I could actually just install it. No, I'm not going to do that. No, don't do that. I'm going to put that on here out of the way. Then we'll finish the other bits, get the plane back together, and then I need to think about the knob. Let's find a bit of wood for that as well. What am I going to use for that? Would it be a bit of oak? This one here, I actually laminated that knob. That's a piece of cherry and walnut that's been laminated together. It's not really you need, I just thought it'd be an idea to play, Anyway, who's in the chat? Hello, Mark Jones. Is he going to polish it with a polisher? No. No, I don't, no, I'm not that silly. It's a tool. It's got to do a job. I put it like that. It's better than that one, wouldn't you say? I think it's better than that one. Yeah. Anyway, that's my pattern anyway. Now, I've actually used the same design, okay, on my carriage plane, okay? Same design, right? That's the oak as well, so is the knob on that one. And my number 6 and my 7 have both got the same knobs and totes, okay? And my number 5. I haven't done it on my other number 5. I bought these at the same sort of times. This needs restoring as well. So I'll probably do the same with this number 5 as I've done with my number 4 to clean it all up. No, similar to that one, I suppose. I won't paint it because the body on this is actually in good condition. This was in a hell of a bad state. They were my father's tools, that one there, that blue one. I know it shouldn't be blue. I know it's not a record, but there you go. I just fancied blue, okay? It sounds like better than it was. So, yeah. Now, with this, I put this on the linishes to flatten the sole. I then put it on the flat piece iron-on table saw with a piece of sandpaper and literally just put it on it like that. Perhaps the balls with some water. I didn't use water, just window cleaner stuff as a lubricant. And then at the moment it's got a little bit of wax on it just to stop from rusting. Still got some pitting on the bottom there where it's been sitting. But I'm not, if I remove all that, I'm just going to make the whole lot well, make it thinner. I won't make it thinner. And it is flat now because I've checked it and it is flat from toe to heel. Now I did think about truing up or straightening up the mouth because there's a bit of pitting on the edge of that mouth. Pitting that's kind of like damaged a little bit on the edge of that mouth. But I ain't got a file I can get in there. Hang on, would that fit? Oh, it does. Oh, sharpen the face, I'll do that. Think of that. Just flatten that a little bit. I didn't think I'd be doing that. Well, that's nearly done, that's good. Well, that's loads better, that'll do. Right, so that is the actual plain body. This is the frog, but I don't want to install the frog until I've got the tote on, you see, because that gets in the way of sliding the tote on. So let's move that screw out of the way at the moment as well. Now this is the original chip breaker, and this is the one I'm probably going to install in this. Because it's a nice chip breaker. It's a nicer casting. This is a bit crude. This one is, and it's heavier again because they probably haven't seasoned it. So I'm just going to wet and dry this with some fine wet and dry, such as 1200 wet and dry. When you're coarser than that, let's see what happens. See what we can do with it. Hopefully, I'll clean it up. If not, I'll put the other one back in. But it's got a little bit of surface corrosion on it, so sort of clean it off. Now, this is 1200 wet and dry, so it's very, very fine. Now, 1200 wet and dry is what, like for instance, car body. Yeah, spray shop's what you use. I'll get rid of a bit of orange peel and then finish up with some cutting compound. You can see what's happening there. See all that nasty gunk that's coming off. I don't know why they put all that blooming chrome on stuff, you know. It doesn't really. It pits and it goes all like scaly after. Or scaly, it just pits and just looks nasty. And I think this is actually a better chip breaker. It's truer for a start. Where's the rag? I need more rags over there. I need that in a minute. Never mind. Let's get a bit more fluid on it. So it's coming up. It's getting there. And it's definitely gotten better already. $1,200 wet and dry. Do 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 do. So you could use it on your satellite. Da, 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 da. Now there is a bit of red paint in there as well. It looks like this has been painted gold. I can't. Were any chip breakers painted gold any time? Because it's got looks a little bit like there's some gold paint residue on there. Or is it just something that somebody's done? Let's grab over there. I need my rag. My oily rag. Here we go. Well, it's definitely not better. You can see that one there. This lever cap is a texture, so it's not. This is 1940s. This one is. This is like wartime, number 5. And it has a bit of a texture going on there, on that chip breaker. I'll be on that lever cap. I haven't seen that on Stanley's. They always seem smooth. Don't know why. Unless that one come off another plane, who knows? The thing is, you never really know the president of these tools, do you? Because they're so flippin' old. You know, you really don't know. Now, we have got a Patreon account. If you want to support the channel, you can do it on there, or Suit Chest and stuff like that. Keeps the chat, you know, keeps it going. Because obviously I need to think about the time I spend, you know. And also on the Patreon, I've just started doing, I've been putting stuff on my Patreon, if people can download and stuff like that. And we'll put those free stuff on there as well. And I'll be putting the pattern of this. This is going to be going on there as well. That'll be free. Yeah, just so you can download it, make it easier. Well, gives you an idea anyway. You know, you can probably mimic it off your own tote if you want to upgrade your tote on your hand plane. Believe me, for me, I'm not saying it's going to be the same for everybody. It's just so much nicer to use. You know, and the other thing about it, you know, because don't you worry, you just want a tool to use and all that, you know, it's your user. Don't worry about doing all that. You don't need to do all that. I'll tell you what, having your tools in good condition and they look nice as well, it makes you look after them. Do you know what I mean? If it looks like shit, you're going to treat it like shit. That's what I think, anyway. I might be wrong. It depends on the person as well, also, to be fair. And besides, if you don't look after, they're going to go rusty. Because they're iron, you know, and you just a bit of damp atmosphere. No time at all. They're going to start pitting, going a bit rusty and nasty. And next time you want to use it and you run it along your piece of wood, you've left an orange sort of rust mark along your wood. You don't want to do that. You really don't. You know, you don't mean I've been there. I've got so blooming busy, come back from work and what have you. Oh, I can't be bothered, you know. Oh, I really need to. I was coming from, I don't know, working in the rain or something like that. Oh, God, I really need to clean all my tools. Put some oil on them or something to protect them, and I can't be bothered, I'm too tired. And then you get to them, by morning, they're all covered in a light coat of rust. You think stuff, oh, I should have done that. That's looking so much better. Good. Good. Right, here we go. So, right, once that tote is sort of like sucked in the oil a little bit, we'll install that tote with the hot melt glue gun as well, which will do what I was talking about earlier as a way of taking up any slack that there might be. There won't be a lot because it's already quite tight. So it's fitted, it's gone on quite nicely. Now on the previous stream, I was actually cutting the tote out, what have you, and just finishing it off in this stream really, and the other bits and pieces. I want to be left with just the knob, and I've got to decide whether or not I'm going to carry on streaming to make the knob, or whether we do that in the next stream. And we'll be doing that on the lathe over there. So that might be quite a nice stream. Quite nice being on the lathe, you know. Something nice about it. As long as it don't explode on you. You know, while you're doing it. That's the thing, when you're working with smallish stuff, you've got to think, I've got to work with a bigger bit of wood than I actually need. So you can actually get it in the chuck, or, you know, or you get it between your centres. And you got, so you do get a bit of waste on the lathe. Obviously you get waste anyway, because you're obviously using the lathe and you're taking the material off. But, you know, you try and get as much as you can out of your piece of wood. But it also depends on the lathe you've got and whether you've got suitable. I haven't got a huge amount of stuff for my lathe. I've got chucks and stuff like that, but I haven't got a lot of bowl chucks, and because I don't use it enough to warrant it. You see, if I did, obviously that make a lot of sense to do that. I might do later. We'll see. I used to do a lot of lathe work, not on that lathe though, my old lathe I had in the UK. It was an old, what was that? Oh, in my workshop in the UK, I had all Wadkin stuff. There was a Wadkin thicknesser and planer and table saw. But they weighed a flippin' bomb. I couldn't bring them over here. And they were three phase as well, which there's no way I was going to... I wasn't going to be doing that kind of work here, you see. Anyway, when I moved to France, so it was just a case of doing enough work to keep our head above water, you know. Just and then I started doing YouTube. Don't know why. There's a bit of paint on there. Just scrape it off there with a rule, which is a really bad thing to do. Be nice, like pick the nearest thing up to there, nearest thing there. Get my worms out in a minute. There you go. That is definitely looking a lot tidier. I don't know why it was all that weird colour. Now the plate, these are plated. They're not just bare metal. They are plated, but just not really high, shiny chromium. Now, if you look on there, that was already like that. It's where it's starting to. I noticed that straight away. A little gold colour. I thought it was gold paint at first, but it's not. It's the gold plating that they had put on the casting before they actually put the plating on. And I don't know if that's a zinc plating or what that is on there. I don't think it's chromium because it isn't particularly shiny. It's something. Oh, it's nickel. It's nickel plated. Okay, cheers. I didn't know that. See? Learn all the time, don't we? I do like sharing stuff, though. I mean, trying to help people and what have you. We've got quite a few on the channel. There's a lot of people subscribed. They're new to woodwork, and they'll just take it up and just doing it as a bit of a hobby, or they want to learn something. And, do you know what? I actually really enjoy the I love the feeling of actually helping somebody, or just entertaining them, even. You know what I mean? Just it feels like you're giving something back. Do you know what I mean? We all be selfish in our lives. I've been selfish in the past. I think we all have, you know, looking after our own needs and stuff. Especially when I was working, because I was just so busy all the time, and you find you don't have much time for anybody. Even your family sometimes, you know, when you just kind of you want to, but just they're so stressed because of work and that, you know. Like I moved to France, and it's such a laid back, you know, place to live. France is, especially rural France. I don't know about in the cities, but where we are. It's a nice place. It's a nice place to live. It really is. We've got some good French friends here as well, which is quite pleasant. Oh, it's getting there. Oh, we're getting there. I'm not going to worry about the back. Do you think it's enough? That's probably enough already, isn't it? Am I overdoing that? Got all the crap off it anyway. Maybe a little bit more on the bottom there. A little bit more. I don't know. Is that paint come off that, or is it just I think it has. There was a little bit of red paint in there on the Stanley, but it's actually come off. Now, do you know what I might do? Because I've got a little bit of red aerosol. I might put a little bit on that, put it on side, get on with something else, put the knob on, what have you. By the time that's dry, we can then wet and dry it again. That might make it a little bit darker. I know it doesn't make any bloody difference to the functionality of the tool, but I just fancy doing it. Yes, I'm an idiot. My God, that paint that's in there's all fallen off. It's not doing anything. It's not even... Crikey, that's just like dust. I didn't expect that. I might just get a little wire brush on that. That's in a bit of a... It's like chalk. You know, the paint I'm actually taking out there, it's like chalk. So, didn't expect that. I thought that'd be sort of like enamel or something. I don't feel like enamel. Because obviously on the actual body itself, that would be baked, you know, like a baked enamel finish. Right. Wire brush. Always one of these. Here we go. Here we go. Let's just check the chat. Do. wire wheel. I could do it on the wire wheel. I've got one over there. That'll do it. It's an old 6-inch bench grinder with 2 wire wheels on it. I was using it in the previous live stream. It's quite noisy though. So there we go. So clean that out of there quite nicely. Then we'll just that was quite nice like that actually. But I will paint that again. It's just flaking out there stuff. Like I say, I didn't really expect that to happen. This has already been on the wire wheel actually, to be fair. I don't know, hadn't it? But the other one, no, this hasn't been on the wire wheel yet. So I suppose it would have made sense to do that. Yeah, it hasn't been on the wire wheel at all. I might do that later. For now, wire brushing my hands, that's a great idea. Not. Right, there we go. Right, I'm just grab a can of paint. It's only over there. La da da da! Oh, the sun is out! Oh, I like that. Might have to go on the roof later. We've got a slip tile. Right, it's a light coat. Not all crazy. Actually, no, I don't need the light coat. What if I just I'll load that in there, then I'll wipe it off. All right, I'll do it. Right, bit over rag. What have we got? Did it do? Right, that'll do. Something. Oh my God, stay with that. Put it flat on there because I don't want to wipe it out of the recess. Yeah, the lettering. So I'm just going to do like that, just to so I don't want to. Right, that's definitely better. Probably put a couple of coats on there. Obviously, I'm going to have to wet and dry off the excess there, but give you an idea. So I just literally you saw what I did anyway. So, oh, I've got to leave that on there, let that dry. Let's get that off my time stone. That's a stupid thing to do. Anyway, let's grab this tote. Let's just get some crap off my hands. Where are my wipes, guys? Some wipes in there. Oh, where have they gone? Right, and then we'll install that tote. And the adjuster screw probably first. Now, I've got that there. I've got a bits and pieces here. There's the adjuster screw there for the frog. I'm actually going to put that in first into there. I'm just going to use a little bit of oil. This is only engine oil. You can put a bit of grease on there if you want. The problem with grease is that after a period of time it goes all stiff, thick. It goes if it's mineral grease, that is. Right, so we'll put that in there like that. Because it's going to be harder to get in once the tote is on, you see. There we go, in you get. Let's put a little bit down there. Anything that's a bare surface can potentially rust, you see. So, okay, that's on there. Obviously, the tote, the frog isn't adjusted at this stage. Once we put that in there, so we'll have to adjust that at the same time. Water on there. Right, there we go. Get that off there. Now, I've got this stuff here which is like tool wax, yeah? There's a Liberon lubricant wax for tools. Now, you could cake a bit of that around on this piece here for when I install the tote, and the screw for the tote. So a little bit of that into there, like so. Now, the bolt, or the threaded, this piece here, you want to protect that. Now, you've probably seen it before where they rust inside, like this one did. Yeah, they rust inside the handle, reacts with the wood and what have you, and the moisture, and they just corrode inside. Luckily, this one wasn't in a bad way. You know, that was rusty, but I cleaned it up. That's cleaned it up fine. I don't want it to rust again. So you can either load it up with a bit of grease or what have you, or you can put a coat of paint on it. Even no one's going to see it. You know, it's not on display. So I'll just put a bit of paint on there for the moment. So I'm going to then place it into there like so. Like I say, the paint isn't there to make it look pretty, just there to protect it somewhat. Then I'm going to grab the tote and slide. No, oh, what am I forgetting? I'll tell you what I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting that I want to lube this up around here. All right. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't want the hot melt glue gun sticking to any of these components. I'll wipe that off in a minute. The excess will be wiped off when we get that far. And I've got my glue guns here, so let's turn that on. There we go, that's going to heat up. Don't drop it, Marks. So I'm not as dexterous as I used to be. And we're going to grab the toot. There's a toot loose about the hoose. Right, still got a bit of wet oil on it, but don't matter. At least my hand's going to make it grubby now, because obviously it's sealed now. So that's our tote so far. I'm not worried about all that excess oil on there, that'll be fine. And now what I'm going to do is, I've got to do this quite quickly. I'm going to put a bit of glue in there, hot melt glue. It won't stick, don't worry, so it's not going to stick the tote down into place. And into that one there as well. Down there as well. All I'm doing is just taking up some slack. Right, I've got to get that on there quick. Get on there, you. All the way down. That's on. And as it cools down, I grab the screw. Let's get that on there as well while I'm at it. Screw that down. As it cools down, I'll take up any slack, you see. It's not a big deal, but it will take up the slack. Because obviously, as the it becomes like a plastic shim. There you go. That's on there. Just screw down. Make sure it's tight all the way around, which it is. That's good. I'll wipe off the excess oil, but it won't stick to anything because obviously the oil. So see, once it's on there, you're not going to take off again, are you? You shouldn't do anyway. You shouldn't need to. So that is on. There you go. We've got one nice new tote. So now I can look at. Let's turn that off. Don't need that now. It's reinstalling the frog, and I've cleaned up all the screws and what have you using the Y wheel that someone mentioned earlier. And I'll put a bit of oil on there. You can use PTFE spray if you like a dry lubricant. I did have some in there actually. I don't know where it is. I haven't seen it for ages. It's here somewhere. Now the thread on here is back to front. It's a reverse thread. It's a left-hand thread. So you've got to screw it down part way. But gone wrong. You've got to get that yoke, that stirrup, into there as you screw it on. Otherwise, you're going to have a bit of a situation. So you have to get that in as you're screwing it down. There you go. And it just slides into place. So there you go. The stirrup is in the right place now. Okay. So that just as good. Anti-clockwise, and that basically pulls the plain iron out. So we're not worried about that yet. I'm just going to make sure I've got some oil on all the surfaces that are going to have contact with the frog. And then those screws down the bottom there. But we look careful, you don't want the screws to hydraulic. It shouldn't do, they're not a brilliant machine fit anyway, so it shouldn't really, but you know, it sounds good. Right, here we go. They'll get on there like that. Got to have a bit of oil, you know. You need a bit of oil. Right, make sure that's on there. That's good. That's nice. Oh, it's lovely and free now. That was a bit, before we started this, that was a bit stiff. Not all the way along, but as you come so far, it went a bit stiff. Now there's two. Do you know what I forgot? Before I screw that into place, wouldn't it be a very good idea to put the adjuster plate back in? I think so, which is there. All right, so we need to put that. I should have done that before I actually put the adjuster. I'm going to take it off again. Put the adjuster plate on before you put the actual knob on. The adjuster wheel on. There you go. Especially if you're doing this all the time, you wouldn't make those stupid mistakes, would you? There you go. Put the oil in there. Well, that's it. That's nice and clean. Now, everything's been cleaned on the old other way around. That way around. There you go. It's been cleaned on the wire wheel. All these bits and pieces, which is a bit fiddly. You have to use pliers and stuff, or you get worn fingernails by the wire wheels that spin around and take your skin off, which isn't much fun. Get in there, you. Get in my hole. Yeah, I was going to say my belly. Like fat bastard on, what was that? What was that? Baby back ribs. Baby back ribs. Yeah, fat bastard on Austin Powers, that's it. Oh, get in my belly. Oh, I ate no corn. Right, there we go. I've really lost dexterous. Since I had carpal tunnel syndrome, I'm nowhere near as dexterous in my fingers. Nowhere near. And there you go, you know. There you go. But, there again, they're better than what they were in the sense of I don't get... Why isn't it going in? Is that the wrong screw? Not the wrong screw, it's the right screw. Right, get in there. Why aren't you going into the hole? I don't even see that. Doesn't want. Let's just take it off a minute and make sure it is the right screw. Something feels wrong here. It's definitely the right screw. Doesn't want to go in the hole. Oh, there you go. It does go in the hole. Phew, that's what she said. After a bit of work, you know. But huffing and puffing. Right. So let's try again. Right, there we go. I'll get in there, you. Oh, so fiddly. Let's get a small screwdriver. So we can put some pressure on it. Yes, that's the way to do it. That's gone in now. I held the plate up against the screw to hold it straight, so that's there now. All right. Don't over tighten anything, for obvious reasons. Now I can put this back on. I put it on. Oh, I put it on too soon. You know, but there you go. Yeah. You can see it, but there you go. So it falls into place. As long as you start on the right side of it. If you start, right, with it like... Oh, let me take it off. I can show you. Crikey, it's a lot. If you start with it like that, then try and get it in, they won't go in. You won't be able to get that over this edge. So you have to make sure it's out. So it's out that way. And then start it like that. Go get on there, you. There you go. Then that should just spin straight into place like so. Right, that's good. All right, so okay, now the frog can be reinstalled into the little hand plane, and you've got to make sure that little adjuster is on. Oh my God, that's probably in the right place. Unbelievable. Right, I've already oiled the screw holes. I don't want anything rusty, you see, in the future, so I've tried to make sure everything is. I missed that one. It's just gone rusty since. Right, got these two screws, got these two washers. So they're going to go on here like so. And they're the you don't want to do them too tight at this stage, because we need to do some adjustment. You just want just look, just hand tight. You know, the frog is held down. Looks like I've replaced this washer before. It's got a stainless one on this side. I could, swap the other one over at the same time, couldn't I? But I haven't. Okay, that's got to go on there like so. It's like just so. We don't want it so tight that I can't adjust it. So I'll screw at the back here. That adjuster screw in the back here, you're basically moving it forwards and backwards. Do a backflip. Why? Right. Please don't spam the chat though, thank you. Otherwise I'll have to put you on timeout. So, right. Oh, don't spam the chat. That's it. Sorry. Sorry, mate. I had to. Can't have that. That's not fair on people. Yeah, so I'll put you on time, mate. Right. So, I know a lot of people don't moderate their channels, but I do. Now, the plane iron here, we will be sharpening. I'll sharpen that in a minute. But for the moment, I just want to get the actual frog in the right place. So I need the chip breaker, which is this record one I'm going to be using. I'm not going to be using the Stanley one because it's not as good. And literally just slide it in there like so. Spin it around. So when you fit your, if you see what I'm doing here, I'm actually slide it on sideways. Don't put it over the edge. You just sharpen your plane iron, yeah? You don't want to be running anything metal over the edge of your plane iron. So you come from the side like so. You bring it all the way back like so, and then you twist it around and then bring it to the edge. Usually about between 1 and 2 millimeters. Some people go as much as 3 millimeters. But if you split down the middle, 1.5, 2 millimeters is fine. Like so. I thought I just heard my missus. And then you tighten the screw up like so. And now what we want to do is we want to adjust. Oh, I'll put this screw in first. Which has gone a little bit pitted, a bit rusty again. There you go. That's right. So that screw is going to be going into that hole. You probably notice I oil everything. Doesn't hurt, does it? I don't think. Does it hurt? I don't think it hurts. So I put the actual screw in there, which is going to take the assembly and the lever cap. But I'm not worried about the lever cap at the moment. What I want to do is I want to make sure that the frog is in the correct position. It's got to go that way. So the frog, I want to make sure the frog is in the correct position. So if your frog is too far forwards, the plane iron and chip breaker will literally block your slot, the mouth of the plane, and then the shavings won't come out. It's very helpful. No, you want me to get any shavings. So you need it in the correct position. Now, what I generally do as a rule of thumb, I have my frog in line with the back edge of the mouth. If it's too far back, what happens is as you place the plane iron forwards, the back bevel will interfere with the actual frog, and it won't with the mouth, the sole of the plane, and it won't sit flat. It'll be trying to rest between there and up here. So yeah, that isn't very helpful. So you need it far enough back to be able to rest the plane iron, but you don't the plane iron assembly, but not so far back it ends up resting on the mouth. So I'm just unscrewing on the back here, and what that's doing is moving the frog that way as I do in an anti-clockwise position. Now what I tend to do is I grab a rule, like so, a rule of thumb. I place it on the flat on the frog like so, and I feel it. If I'm touching it and it's running over, I'm not. I'll say to myself, well, that's probably too far back. But if it's got a gap between this edge and the mouth, well, then you're too far forwards. As a rule of thumb. And you obviously want it perpendicular with the cheeks and in line with the mouth. You can twist it side to side, you see, to adjust it as well. And once you think you might have that in the right place, making sure, like I say, that the your primary bevel isn't resting on the back of the plane iron. So it's a little bit far back at the moment, so I'm just going to screw it in a little bit. Okay, that's fairly good. A bit more, bit more, bit more, bit more. So I'm going to go forward a little bit more. Oh, my tummy's making noises now. I don't have breakfast, I don't, you see, so I can't eat in the mornings. So tighten your frog screws up once you've got it in the right place. So too far back, the primary bevel, which is that bevel on your sharpened edge, will hit the back of the mouth, which means it'll be resting between the mouth and up here somewhere, which is no good. If it's too far forwards, your shavings won't come out. It's obviously no good either. So that is going to go into there, like so. And the chip brake, the lever cap is over there. Let's have a look at that. See if that paint will be dry now. So I've got to decide whether or not I'm going to put another coat of red paint on it, and I think I might just do that. Just put another coat of red on there. What have we done with those tins there? The first one was a bit of a primary coat, wasn't it? I think that's covered now. That's pretty much covered. Let's just wipe off the excess again. Where's that rag I had? I've got a whopping great sash clamp down there, really heavy duty one, quite old. It says 1906 or something, or 1916 on it or something. Old anyway. It's I'll restore that later as well. Still a very usable tool. It's all still, it's not slack or anything like that. You know, big old sash clamps, when they get a little bit old, they can get a little bit slack and sloppy. But no, this one I'll show you in a second. That's not slack at all. So I'm just wiping off the excess. I'm not going to do what I did last time because I put it all over my my diamond sharpener. There you go, like so. A little bit on in there, and let that dry a bit. I actually accidentally managed to wipe some paint out. Silly me. Right. Wipe that again. You could keep doing this, couldn't you, until it's like full, full of paint. Just going to wipe it off there, just let it go off. No, wet and dry the rest of it out, you see, on the highs. I just leave the paint in the casting. That's the plan anyway. Let that dry a bit. I'll just show you the. I'll tell you what, I've got to put this outside in the sun, so it'll dry faster. It's actually sunny today. Unbelievable. Let's have a look in the chat. Hello, Mac Jones. I would have hit it with some self-etching primer to prevent the corrosion before the red paint. I suppose it's quite a good idea. I ain't got any of that though. I suppose you could use. Could you use hydrochloric acid? Would that work? I have to work with Imperial. Yes, and metric. I know. Do you know what I do as well? Because basically my father taught me most of the stuff that I know regarding woodworking. I used to work as a boat builder years ago, and obviously he worked in Imperial. When metric came into play, everything I'd done everything in Imperial. The problem came is when like sheet materials start coming in metric. You know, you still had like Imperial and metric. The same was happening with plasterboard as well. You had supposed to have this transition. And it's pain in the neck because what happens now? You got old stud work done in Imperial, and then you got all the sheet materials in. If you're on the construction work, not boat building, obviously, you got sheet materials coming in, and nothing meets up. You know, get the cumulative error. Different threads in the planes. I was lucky to have mainly record ones. Oh crikey, really? I didn't even notice that. Because normally the same stuff goes back in again, doesn't it? You know. We only have metric screws here. Whitworth and UNF. Crikey, Whitworth. Oh, I've got the Whitworth tap and dies here for our motorbikes and stuff. So this is how far we've got so far. We've got chip it. I've got the knob to do. That is all looking nice. I'm going to put some more oil on the tote. Let's take that out of the way. I'll tell you what, while we're waiting for that paint to dry, we'll sharpen up that plane on. And temporarily, we'll put, just so we can see it work, we'll put the old knob back on, but I will be making a new knob for it. There's nothing wrong with the old knob. It's not, it doesn't, I just don't like them. You know, I like my knob. Yes, you've got to like your own knob. That's my knob, my mushroom knob. Is your knob a mushroom shape? Oh, the innuendo. Right, that's the old knob. So I'll whack that back on as well, just for now. Actually, the combination looks quite all right. Right, I'll put that on for now. Okay. Right. Oh, crud. Oh, there it is. God, getting worried then. I thought I lost the other brass screw. I'll say I had them both a minute ago. Right, let's put a bit of oil on that. No, I'll put a bit of paint on it first. Then a bit of oil there. So just, you know, to help slow any rust down. Fred's the same on that. A bit of oil. These days, I actually regularly take my plate. I say regularly. Every few years, I do take them apart and just oil everything up. And same with the totes and stuff like that. The only reason I do that is because I know what happens if you don't. But those rods, they tend to rust inside the knobs and the totes. So just whacking that. That's temporary. I'm not leaving that one on. Although the two together don't look too bad, do they? But I will actually do that because I don't hate that shape. It doesn't. It's not in any way is. You know, if you like that's tapered there, you see, you can't get your hands. No, it's awful shape for a knob. You don't want a knob shaped like that, do you? No, like a dog gun. Anyway, yeah. Let's not get into that one. So let's sharpen the plane iron while that paint is going off out there. Now, I quite often use the old lever cap as a way of undoing. Most people do. You ain't going to hurt anything if you do that. When they say, don't do that, you'll chip your lever cap. No, you won't. I've never done that all the years I've been doing it. But if I've got a screwdriver to hand, obviously I'll use that. Now, this is the original plane iron for that plane. Okay? The plane iron that was in my dad's old number 4, which is actually slightly smaller. I don't know if it's a record or what make it is. I thought it was Stanley, but there's no casting and they say it's a Stanley. Anyway, that's how short he got it to. You know, that won't be an original one either. So let's clean this up first. I think get rid of some of this there where they're all wet and dry, and then we'll tack that on the older flatten the back. And this has been sharpened a few times, you know. Cause it's my user. This was my user. My tools aren't there just to look pretty, they're there to be used. But I am a believer, if your tools actually look half-tied, you will anything look after them. So, is it important? It's not ready, but, you know, I think it's just psychological. Or is it just me, maybe? I don't know. Am I a tool tart? Maybe I'm a tool tart. That's what I am. Maybe. I don't know. Not really. I've got one Festool. Actually, no, I've got 3 Festools because I've got 2 pencils. So I've got a Domino Darren. And the only reason I bought that is because no one else makes anything like it. And I use it a lot. It's a really good machine, I have to admit. It's a brilliant tool. And I've had it several years now. 6, 7 years, maybe longer. How long while? I bought it to do a certain job. It earned its money. And more in its first job. It saved me so much time. If you don't know a domino dowel, it creates like, yeah, that's effectively a domino, you know, basic tenons like that. And you do multiples of and you join. It's a bit like you would do for biscuits or dowels. Brilliant things. Anything I haven't got regarding jointing wise, so I've got loads of dovetail jigs. I've got a lead jig through there, which I haven't used for years. Probably needs a bit of TLC now. Things been just sitting about. But I haven't got I don't have a pocket screw jig. Now, I know loads of people swear by them, they think they're fantastic. I think logically they don't work, personally. Wood shrinks. And if you're relying purely on the screw set in a pocket, well then, if the wood's shrinking, you're going to have a loose joint. I know they have a place, you know, they're, I suppose on sheet materials and what have you wouldn't be a problem at all. I just don't like them. And I don't like all this holes everywhere. And also, a pocket screw is quite skinny, isn't it? A screw is quite skinny. It's not a lot of surface area. So I can't see how you're going to get a rigid joint. Maybe you don't want that. If it's your thing, that's your thing. Of me, why would it? There's a bit more pit at the back here. But that old hand plane there, that one, that's been, crikey, it's on been all sorts of sites and what have you. Because as I got a bit older, I trained. My dad trained with carters actually in construction, but he's always been interested in boats, and he went back into the old boat building game once he finished his apprenticeship. 6 years he did apprenticeship. When I was doing my sitting gills and shit like that, it was just vocational. It was totally different. Nowhere near as intense as my dad. Still got his old casting building books. I've got a plumbing set as well. We have to have when they're into college. Tech as they used to call it back then. Quite interesting though, because it's got absolutely everything in there, from doing all the whipping and that for like bamboo or pole scaffolding, wooden scaffolding that they used to use years ago in the olden days. It's all there, all in this book. How to do it all, or books. I think there's about four. There's 4 of those books. Big old like encyclopedia type of things. It's quite interesting though. See the difference between how we do things these days and back then. Star, cheers, my friend. Oh well. Yeah, Wally ain't very good today. He's had a couple of turns today. He ain't had a fit yet, proper fit, but he's like he phases. Wally's my dog, by the way. He phases. He kind of, thanks, my friend. And he kind of like just a deep breathing, and he just completely out of it, and then it passes. But usually when that happens, he'll end up with He'll end up getting he'll get a full-blown fit. So he has a few of those to start with, and then you have a full-blown fit, and he gets clingy. He always wants to be near you. He's near his mum at the moment. I was in here a minute ago actually, but yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's horrible. You always think it's going to be the last because he's got a heart condition as well. So he's getting old. He's 14 now, so he's doing well considering he's got problems. And he's had this several years now. This fits he's been having for like 5 years. And he has to take loads of medication. There you go. We're all getting old, aren't we? Yeah, but my little Wally, he's special. He's a funny little boy. He's the naughtiest dog we got. But he's just funny. He's just so funny. He clearly wants to do more than he can, if you know what I mean. He's yeah. Do love my dogs. What we do though is what we find is though you've got to be so careful with when you're buying dog meds and that. If you look at them and look at the ingredients and the like the milligrams of them and stuff, quite often it's cheaper to if you can get them, if not non-prescription it is, it's cheaper to buy human drugs. It's the same stuff, it's just different packaging. And we do that with worm tablets and what's it called now? Medazole or something, some strange name. And it's exactly the same, the one that we're buying, as what people have. And they're cheaper than what you buy for the dogs. Same size, same active ingredient. And so yeah, it's a. I don't like getting old, you know. I'm not that old, I'm 54, but I'm having so many problems at the moment. It's the bed that does it. He said, it makes you look older, apparently. When you're wee nipping me. Yeah, thank you, Stan. Well, it keeps the channel going, you know, because obviously, at the end of the day, we all have to live, don't we? And it's quite nice to be out. I do enjoy it, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it anyway. And I'd probably do it anyway, but it's just keeps your head above water. Because obviously, with the time I'm spending doing this, I could be doing something else, because I could be making something. Which I was earlier. I made something for my Etsy earlier for an order. I finished this. Right, that's clean enough. Should we sharpen that up? Well, let's sharpen that up. What should we use? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What should I use? Well, I'm probably going to use a Waterstone. And where is it? It's not in its place. Is it there? Is it? Oh, good, I soaked it. Phew. So my Waterstone has been soaked. If you've got Waterstones, you need to soak them before you use them. And this is a natural Waterstone. So clearly you have to soak that. It's even more important to soak it. It feels a bit slimy. What does it feel slimy? Anyway, this is, as you see, like you look at the back of that, it's got a big chunk out of that. That's not because it's broken, that's because that's how it's been sliced off the rock. And it's because it's natural, you don't really know what grit it is. All I know is it's very, very fine, right? So yeah, because there's, they don't, rocks don't have to put form into certain grits. So there's that one. I could use oil stones, I could use diamond stones. I'm probably going to use my oil stones. I'll probably just use that one and that one. What's that one? Yeah, that one and that one. Probably. And a very fine diamond to finish off with. Now I use. Do I need that? I use a honing guide. I know some people say, do it by hand, you do it by hand, get it sharpened. I'll tell you what happens when you do it by hand. You're getting a cumulative error of a period of time, and you're around the primary bevel. And eventually you're going to have to regrind it. I find by carrying on the way you started, now you start off with your primary bevel, and you do everything the same all the way through, you're not going to get an cumulative error. Because what tends to happen, you tend to go for whatever's the easiest route. And it's not usually down, it's up. So you're actually blunting the end. So the way I do it, I tend to do all at the primary bevel and the micro bevel at the same. And then every time I then finish up, just by bringing it up a little bit, to do a micro bevel, I mean tiny, tiny, tiny micro bevel with a 3000 grit diamond sharpener. And then finish up with the Waterstone, whetstone. I need my oil, my water, and my honing guide, which is here. Now, I was saying earlier about ebonising a piece of wood, you can see how this has kind of gone black, and that is literally the iron reacting. So the wood are reacting with the iron sulfates. Yeah, and then that creates this blackness. So, if you do it right, it can look really good. But I don't need to do that. Nope. So, we'll start off with flattening the back. That's the wrong oil, so I need my thin oil. I made that mistake the other day. Putting engine oil on. You want thin oil, like 3-in-1 or something like that. Or but even white spirit would do it. You can use that as a lubricant for your stones if you like. Just flatten the back a little bit first. Now, if you've got an actual flat back, like I haven't got one. I'd like to get one, but they're quite expensive. To get a good one. Some people use a piece of machined marble. Nice piece of flat marble. Or a piece of glass. You can use a piece of glass and flatten the back. Use some piece of glass and some sandpaper. You just got to make sure that there's no pitting or damage that you can see on the back edge, and that when you actually try to flatten the back, you're flattening it right across its width. You don't need to go all the way up there, although some people do. You don't need to. You need to the edge, which is obviously going to be doing the work. And use all the stone, otherwise you just wear a dip in it, and then you will get flat. Now you can flatten stones using a diamond stone, diamond flat, same like you would do with using whetstones, or waterstones, whatever you like to call them. So keep that flat, just keeping that polished off on the back there. The back ain't polished off, you're not going to get an edge. Simple as that. You'll get a jagged edge. You don't want a jagged edge. Now when you start flattening the back, if you look along the edge, if you start seeing, effectively, not a shadow, but it's really shiny on the edge, the likelihood is the back isn't perfectly flat. You've actually lifted it a little bit at some point, and you've created a bit of a round on the back, which isn't necessarily what you want. So I'm going to carry on with this. Now the smoothing plane, you don't show using it. Oh, it went off. No, what happened? Did I just lose my internet briefly? What oil do you use? This oil head. Sorry about that. Looks like it clicked off, and so has loads of people. This oil is literally engine oil and white spirit mixed together. If you didn't hear me the last time, because the internet just jumped off for some reason. So it's yeah, it's not fancy, but you could use white spirit, or you could just use 3-in-1 oil if you like. You just want a lubricant to keep your stone clean. But like I was saying earlier, you don't want your plane iron on a smoother to be straight. Unless you're going to be using a smooth for joining, but if you're using it for smoothing, you need to put a very slight radius on there, which I'll show you when we get that far. Now, I'm quite satisfied the back there is flat now. So I'm just going to whip this over. This is just like Indian combination stone. And I'm going to smooth the back a little bit more because it's a bit finer. Your micro bevel can only be as sharp as the back is flat. I don't know what happened, didn't it, a minute ago? It just went a bit crazy, didn't it? Off and on. Right, like so. So I'm just holding it down flat. I'm just using the stones full width. And it seems to do the job. Okay, got that far. And now I'm going to just use the diamond plate on the back there and put it on top of here. A bit of water on there. You don't have to do this. I'm going to. Because it's like, you know, this is 3,000 grit, this one is. So a few little tiny passes on that. Now, if you're concerned, you can do a thing called Charlesworth method. Now, if you're going to do that, be careful, because let me show you what I mean by that. If I grab a, there you go, that'll do. I'm going to show you something else though. Now, the Charlesworth method has been about for a long time. I didn't know it's called that until I was watching Rob Cosman. My father used to show me this years ago. Now, on Rob Cosman's channel, he shows you using a steel rule like that one, and you place that on the side there like so, and you use that, and it raises the plane iron up just a touch, because there's no need for all the back to be perfectly flat. You just need it flat in that area, and by lifting it up a little bit, you can actually just concentrate on what matters. And so a tiny amount, it's not going to make a huge difference to your actual angle. I say it's a right bad idea. Don't use steel rule, it's too thick, right? I use a old feeder gauge like that one. And I'll place that one there like so, and do that, right? And by doing that, what you'll do is you'll literally just concentrate just a tiny amount in the area that really, really matters. Okay, that's enough of that. Put it in the guide. Don't be wrong, when you're on site, what you're doing this and what have you, it's you hammer it in no time. You know what I mean? It's just because I'm talking at the same time, it slows you down. I'm quite happy with the back of that. That's looking good. It's already quite sharp, to be fair. But we're going to carry on sharpening. I'm just going to use this stone. I've got another one there as well to use that one. They're both combination stones, so it doesn't really matter. I usually have the two stones because I have one set up, next one set up next to it. I normally do it over there, you see. But because I'm in front of the camera, I want to be able to. I don't want to keep moving the camera back. Right, so now what I've got is this is my little guide that I make. I've got magnets in there so it stays on. And it's such a simple thing. You know, you can easily make that and just set that to the angle. And that's another reason why if you look at my. It's doing it again. Why does it keep going off? Isn't it? It keeps jumping off. I basically sharpen this all at the same angle. Tiny micro bevel that I add later on. But at the moment, we're just going to concentrate on the primary bevel. And I do it in one hit. And I do it as I go along because then you don't get an accumulative error over a period of time before you've got to regrind all your blown plane iron, which is a nightmare. Right, let's just make sure. Got contact, which I have not yet. So I'm just going to tap that forwards gently. One way of checking is just you doing that. And if you can see light behind it, like so, I know that the plane iron is protruding enough. I think it is now, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more, touch more. More. There you go. You right, Dan? Yeah, I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm alive. You okay?
Yeah.
We're nearly done. So now we're just going to sharpen this up. The missus checking out on me, she is. So now when you do it with this guide, obviously you can only work one end and then the other end because of the length of it. But because there's so much area there, you can almost come back to there, so it's not too bad. And then you can turn around and go from the other way. But because in a guide, you're not, no point, you know, even when I'm working from the side of it as I am now, I'm not going to change my angle. The thing about, obviously, when you do it by hand, I know loads of people are going to say, oh, just do it by hand, you've been doing it like that years. I have been doing it like that years, but I prefer this, right? What you do by hand, you need your arms low enough. This is actually too high. You want your arms down here, right? So you end up with like this kind of swinging motion, like so, when you're sharpening by hand without any help. And if you're on site, for instance, and you're trying to sharpen your tool, it's a bit harder, you know, to do a good job. But you know, God, you know, I just ain't got to think about it. It's just easier, and you're maintaining the same bevel throughout the life of the plane, you know. I can just I'll be talking to someone, be talking about the weather. Oh, it's a lovely sunny day, you know. Today it's a lovely sunny day. So, and all that, it's, you know, it's not a bought flipping thing. I just made it. I have got bought ones. I don't like them though. Where is it? If you have got one of these, you make yourself one of those, all right? And that way, every time you put your plane on up inside in middle of in your guide, sharpening guide or honing guide, you place it up against there like so, and the plane iron always comes out at the same distance, so you're always at the same angle. So that obviously helps. If you're going to use one of these roller guides, I don't particularly like them. The thing about them is you roll off the end of your sharpener. So that's not, yeah, that's, you know, everyone to their own, you know. You might say, oh, well, I don't bother all that, I just do it by hand. That's your thing, you know, I don't care. That's what I do. We all have our ways, don't we? You know, don't mean to say any of them are wrong. Now I'm trying to work that edge, and then I'm going to come back and work the other edge, other corner. So I'm working the two corners more than I am the middle, because I'm trying to create a little bit of a curve. Not a lot, but just little. I want it to be slightly concave. I'm only doing that by applying pressure there and applying pressure there. I can just about see it. look at that. That's all looking good. Right, I can see a slight, it's become apparent now. At some point, I've hit something. Because I can see a tiny, tiny, tiny little notch on there. It's nearly gone. So I'm just going to have to work it enough to get rid of it. Like so. So let's get a bit more. I'll have to be a little bit more vigorous. Then I'll work those sides. I just noticed, like I say, a little notch in the edge of the plane iron. Now, if you can't see it, one way to find out if you've got a notch, just get a piece of wood or plastic or something and just do that. And you'll feel it as you run across. You'll feel it fall into the notch. Like there it is, just there. So tiny, minuscule, but it's there. So in that case, I need to tap that out a bit more. I didn't see that a minute earlier, so. Oh. Because obviously I'm going to wear a bit more weight now. To keep it stone lubricated. You've got to keep it lubricated, you know, and Kelly White jelly will not work. If we have any funny ideas. Yeah. Right. Then you can flip it around if you want to. Still there. Still got a little bit of a notch. It's nearly gone. Blimey, this stone is dry. Soaking up like video is. Right, where's my rags? Have a look at that. Oh. I'm feeling it pluck my skin, if you know what I mean. I'm just like, I'm not trying, don't go sideways, because you'll slice yourself. You don't want to do that. Put it over here. Pressure over there. That's good. Right. Now I go on to this one here, which is a bit silly because you've got to use water and oil together, but quite often I just use my diamond sharpeners over there. The thing about the oil stones, they're not expensive. They're combinations. Effectively buying two sharpeners. They're not as fast as the diamond. These the oil stones I'm using are just Northern India combination stones, and they're perfectly good. You know, they certainly do the job. And they're in France they're not very cheap, but in the US they're really cheap. There's loads of them kicking about, as long as they haven't been, you know, mutilated and end up all concave and stuff because I mean they're boozed over the years. As long as it's flat, it's feeling good. It's feeling very good, in fact. So I'm alternating the pressure. Look, so I don't normally do it here. I normally have it over there, which is set up for it. Got swipes on the back. And then we'll polish it off with a bit of honing. Stropping. Got to do a bit of stropping, you know. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. That'll do. Take that out of the way. Then we'll see if I can have a shave. Not my beard. Right, now. I've been doing it like this for years, and some people say, "Oh, don't do that. You cut yourself." I might do. Won't be the first time. So effectively what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hand down like so, and like up like so, like so. And what that's doing is it's bending the wire edge. You've created a wire edge, you've created a burr, and by doing this, you're bending it backwards and forwards, and that will actually just break off that burr. which it is. Now, if you use hand forged plane irons, like I've got in my number 6 or 7, what you'll find is you won't get much of a burr because the steel's a lot harder, but they take a lot longer to sharpen, and they are worth sharpening on a dime because the length of time it takes to sharpen on oil stones. They do take a lot longer. As you can see, it's shaving. So that's fairly sharp. Now if you want to go a little bit step further, what you want is a piece of leather and some paste. You know, some sharpening paste, like I normally do it over there. You don't have to worry about what surface you're doing it on, because that's not what it's about. It's not about, you're not trying to flatten it with your strop. Now some people can do it with a strop, you get hand strops like so, but this is literally a piece of leather from an old harness of a old oxen harness here in France that we found in the barn. It's just a nice old piece of leather. I've got 3 pieces like that. Another piece over there, hanging on the side there. See that? So like so, like so, like so. So in the next stream, we'll be making the knob for that hand plane, which will be in the mushroom shape. That's what we'll do, and it'll be beautiful, beautiful. Yes, I'm from Norfolk. Like old Bernard Matthews. I've met Bernard Matthews a few times. He was a cantankerous old sod, he was. Crikey. He wasn't great. And people forget about, the turkeys and what have you. The Norfolk turkey. Oh, how come these Norfolk turkeys have been bred in Lithuania? Well, actually, the Norfolk turkey, it's got nothing to do about where it's from. It's actually the breed. It's a breed of turkey. So, yeah, Norfolk turkey. Which was Bernard Matthews doing. You know. He fornicated with a turkey, he did, yeah, and created the Norfolk turkey. Right, there we go. If you're wondering where my accent's from, it's from Norfolk. Oh god, it's very sharp now. Good. So we're going to place sideways, remember? Then we just bring that around like so, and that way we don't damage the edge we just created. About 1mm to 2mm. You can go up to 3mm if you like, really depends on your plane and how much shaving you're taking out. But with a smoothing plane, you generally, you take smaller shavings. Now, that chip raker is a much nicer thing. Right, so now what I need is to sort that lever cap out, and then it just leaves the knob, like I said, which we're going to get in there. Tell you what, should I put the right way around? I just put the flipping 70 the wrong way around. What an idiot. There you go. That's in there, like so. Let's have a look at this. I can grab that lever cap. La, da, 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 da. Oh, I think that'll do. I could go a little bit further with it. Worthwhile going a little bit more paint on that. I might do later, we'll see. But I don't want to wait for the paint to dry, so we'll just clean it up for now. I'll just remove the excess paint. If you're doing things like this, right, and you're creating iron sulfates, and potentially this is just 1200 wet and dry again. Probably could do a bit coarser, but that'll do for now, for what I'm doing. Just try and move the paint. Speed it along a bit, literally, can I have a little scraper? A blade. What could I use? Use that, that'll do. Just remove the quick way of moving that excess there. Right. I think I will be going on the roof. Looking out there, because like I say, we have got some leaks in our roof because some tiles have slipped. We've got old only tiles on this roof. They're very old, and they really need a new roof, really. But it's all about money, isn't it? You know, I don't have enough for that at the moment. One day, hopefully, one day we'll have a nice new roof. One day, maybe my channel will be as big as Mr. Beast's. I doubt it. Although I have got there's one video on this channel, and it's about, when I looked this morning, it's 100,000 from 10 million views. It's a bit of a silly video, but there you go. It's not really woodwork, other than it's got a table saw in it. But yeah, 10 million, nearly 10 million views. I couldn't believe it. It's in a short, so you can get more views on shorts anyway, but it's not long. My long form videos don't do very well, unfortunately. But it might be because it's been built up on shorts, so it might take time. I don't actually know whether or not it's actually good for a channel if you've got shorts and long form on there. So if notifications go out, those who watch the shorts might not be interested in the long, and those who watch the longs might not be interested in the shorts. Little vertical videos. I'll just put it out there. Maybe it is. I don't know. See. Some point in the future, I would like to sort some cameras, proper cameras out in there. Currently, I'm just streaming on my phone, which is okay, so I can take it around with me. But I really would like to have a proper system in there where I get multiple cameras, and a tracking camera one that follows you. But the cost of that, because the camera I want, is a bit prohibitive. I think that's looking all right. Is it all in there? Or just right, that is definitely darn sight better than it was. See, so look, looks reasonable now, doesn't it? Got rid of a lot of the old tarnishing on there, and you can see where the plating of the ears is worn off, because it's probably it's an old lever cap. So anyway, so let's put that in there. Now, get that adjusted up. Now, this is what you be careful of, right? If you go too tight with that screw, you're at a risk. Especially with the newer planes, like for instance the ones with this kind of lever cap, lever cap on it, you can actually break the casting on the side. I know that because I've done it. I did it on an old Stanley Handyman plane, which was the first hand plane I ever had. Which was one plastic knobs and totes and stuff. Oh, it was awful. No adjustment on the frog. It wasn't a great plane at all. But there again, I was only young. I think, how did I get that? I think I was about 12. So, start them young, I say. So that's enough pressure, right? That is about right. That's all you want. Too little pressure. The lever cap will not apply enough pressure to this portion of the actual chip breaker. And if you're not applying enough pressure here, what will happen is your shavings will go between the chip breaker and the back of the plane iron, and it'll just jam up, and it'll just be nasty, and you have to take it all apart and clean it all out again, which is a flipped headache, especially when you're trying to do a job, and you want to get it done. So make sure that is sitting nicely, but that amount of pressure, so it's not too much, but not too little. Let's clean it off there. Water all over the hand plane off here. It's not a great idea. It's definitely looking better. Be nice to get that new knob on there. Get that in place. Make a new knob for that. That'd be lovely. You see, I'll clean most of the crap off it. It's flat, but if it take much more, because it's pitted, where it's got wet over the years. Because that was my use. I used to take it on site. But find a bit of wood, shall we? Any old wood. Any old wood. Any old wood, that'll do. Put a bit of old pine here, that'll do, with a knot in it. Make some room. Let's make some room. Transformed it though, isn't it? That tote, that's so much nicer than what was on there, which was here a minute ago. No, it's not. Did I put that over there? Maybe. Right. Let's have a look, shall we? And see. Now, if you're too tight with that as well, you'll find that you can't adjust it. You have to loosen it to adjust it. So that's another telltale sign. So it might be a bit on the tight side. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's get a bit closer. Come on. Just iron it up. Make sure the mouth is, or the plane iron's level with the mouth or the sole. All right, too much. Back again. Stick to it. Back again. Too much that way. Put wax on the sole. We need some wax. Oh, that's not wax. That's chalk. Where's my wax gone? Oh, there we go. You've got to lube your tool, you know. That's what she said. That's better. A little bit that way. So make it a little bit thinner. Right, currently I'm taking too much on the right hand side. So what I need to do is, which is quite good because at the moment the lever's a little bit, it's more that way a little bit. I might balance it out, which it has. Ow! A bit more. Come on. It's not very flat, this piece of wood, isn't it? Oh, it looks like my frog could probably go back a little bit. You see where that knot is there? That is literally there where it's skipping, where that knot is. No, it's there. The knot is there. Oh no, skip. That's where the whole knot is. It's there. That's where it's skipping. That's where the knot is. Because the knot's not going to stay together, is it? Let's put that over. Try the other side. So what's that that's like? Let's remove that rebate. Ugh, bit of goo on there. That's nice. Oh, that's good enough. That's going well. Right, let's move. Getting rid of that rebate. Get that flat. Not for any particular reason other than playing with the plane. When you come off top, you need to get rid of that shaving. I normally have a bucket down there, chuck them in, but I haven't at the moment. Otherwise, you end up with like shavings all over the floor, and then you lose stuff underneath your shavings, which isn't very helpful. No, like that. Now, if you take a shaving like so, you leave it there like that, and then you bring it down. Sometimes, not every time, sometimes what you'll do is you'll do that. That shaving will get trapped like so, right? And effectively, what can happen, it can literally pull through like that. So you need to remove the shaving every time. So you need to come right off the end, right? Oh, if it falls on the floor, but there you go. You need to remove it, get rid of it. Don't be tempted to bring it back and leave it there because it will be poking out the bottom. Yeah, come right out that time. You see there? It's still poking through. They can grab that as you come back if you don't lift the plane. Now sometimes what I do, depending on what mood I'm in, I was making shaving and forwards like so. Instead of actually lifting it up, and obviously I want to avoid dragging it back, I'll just lift the back up a little bit. So I come onto here a little bit, then lift the back up like that. So, sorry, not quite like that, because you do a long piece of wood, but back like so, and then bring the iron back down again, make my shaving, get rid of it, bring it back like so, and once engage, get the end engaged again. If you're in a hurry, you want to create more shavings, or you want to create more mess. Now currently, I'm actually, because I'm right-handed, I'm doing that with the edge. So if you want to correct it, you can balance it if you like and do it that way, or you can use your lever and take a few shavings that way to level it, to get it square, because effectively this shaving should be thicker on that side than that side. It is just about, maybe a little bit more. You see here, that's definitely there, look. See, that's a lot thicker on that side than it is on that side. And once you get to the point where you think, oh, I'm there now, I'm level now, or I'm square, you can then level the plane up and counter it, and get it true again. Which it's doing now, it's getting there now. Nearly there. So now I'm square, just about. I can then bring the plane iron back again and take a level shaving, and then you should be there. Then should be square. I needed my eye. Still a little bit skewiff, but I'm pretty much there. Not so bad as it was. Should we have a look on the flat and see what it's like on the flat before we say toodaloo? See if I've got enough round on the old plane iron, because it's wider than the plane iron. I need to come back with the plane iron a little bit so it's not engaging with the wood. Okay, it's a bit too much that way. Right. So once it's not engaging, and then I want to engage. Actually, that's okay. It's engaging. So when I take a shaving now, what I don't want is a ridge. So currently I'm too far that way anyway, because I'm taking more off that side than that side. But when I do get it level, I don't want no ridge there. That's the old ridge. Let's get rid of that and show you better. Because it's a smoothing plane. Now, if you're doing edges, you don't really want to have any convex to your plane iron. You want it straight. If you're doing edges, ideally. Your edge joining. So that should be slightly narrower than the plane iron, as you can see there, yeah? And the reason for that is because it's convex, there's a slight round to it. Because you don't want, and it's not, it's not raised, there's no ridge there. So when you're trying to smooth you're smoothing the board, you end up smoothing the board instead of creating more work. So a smoothing plane, you put a very slight, tiny amount of convex in the plane iron, and you generally don't take off more material than the convex in your plane iron. If you take off more material, you're going to end up with the same problems you would do without having a convex in the plane iron. If you're treating it as a smoothing plane, that's what you do. Well, that's what I do. Whereas my number 7, my 6, my 4, I make sure they're all just a straight square edge. So anyway, I think that's looking quite nice so far. I'm gonna put some more oil on that in a minute, on the tote. In the next live stream, what we'll do is we will replace the tote, the knob with a new knob, my mushroom knob shape. You've got to have a mushroomy knob. Hello, Mad Dog. I hope you're well. Let's bring you over here. I'm just going to check chat. You're gonna be sorry. I'm gonna be sorry for Mad Monk. You'll be sorry. Just as a random stream, mate. I do appreciate it though. Come on, mate. Been doing other things. You're more entitled. Oh, how dare you do other things? A man by 33s with friendly Scotsman ears. Different threads in planes. I was lucky. I have mainly record ones, so not too much variation. That's good. But most of mine Stanley. I've got an old rapier, which I've converted into a scrub plane, and I got my records. My number 6 is a record. My compass plane's a record. The little block plane, my favourite block plane, is a record as well. And I've got a record with an adjustable mouth, and I've got Stanley with an adjustable mouth. Are they all my records? I think they are. Actually, is that Stanley? That's a Stanley, isn't it? Oh no, my shoulder plane's a record. It's got a bit of a mix. I've got a bit of a mix. Hello, Badder Abs. What? Dorgo says I had more injuries from the big sanding wheel than chisels and planes. Yeah, crikey. My linear I have in the past, when I wouldn't concentrate, I took tips of the fingers off. I had a course belt on there, and took tips of the fingers off. That wasn't very good. And the wire wheel in the bench grind, I've done that a few times. But angle grinders and sand discs are the worst. I took off. I got caught, and the sanding disc. I don't know, you probably wouldn't see it, but there is a scar, just a bit of a scar just there. That was down to the flesh. That was horrible. Took ages to heal. Thanks, Matt Long. I do. I haven't been putting anything on there just yet. I've been trying to sort my room out. I've got a room with all lasers and stuff in, and I've still got a load of work to do in there. But I will be getting on with that very soon, actually. I need to think of an angle as well. You know, how I'm going to take the channel forwards, because it's been a bit ad hoc, to say the least. Neo Cosmic Crusher. Stropping! I hadn't heard of that for a long while. Yeah, I'm very stroppy. Hello, Kaleidoscope. Hope you're well. Would that be the same technique for sharpening swords? No. what with stropping it? Don't think so. No. There we go. Excellent. I'll change that answer. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's gone quite well. Anyway, I'm going to clock off in a second, and this is how far we have got with this little hand plane. I think it's looking a bit better. I have stole a couple of things off the old plane I had back there. I stole the record stay set chip breaker, because it's just much better quality thing. And this is my user. And also the actual lever cap as well as an older lever cap. The one that was on here was an old chromium thing. It wasn't particularly... It wasn't very well made, you know. They post-1970s, Stanley really took a turn for the worst, you know. That's when I think it started from there. Things started to get a little bit worse, a little bit worse, a little bit worse. They're perfectly usable post-1970, but when you get into like the 2000s, what have you, especially with Black & Decker and Stanley, they became one company. They're just imported from, I can't remember, all over the place, you know, imported from India and Mexico and China, and they're just not the same thing anymore. Yes, a Franco plane. Yes, it's been made of all different parts. It was, yes. I was raiding the graves and the mortuary. I was, yeah. Artist, thank you. Thank you, Mahadev. There we go. That's all good. That's all good. How long have we been live for? 2 hours. That's okay. That's good. And thanks, Alistair. Much appreciated, my friend, for the super chat. Now, anyone might know this, might not be doing a rewilding here in France, and they're starting planting trees again. So if you want to have your own tree, and we'll make a sign to go with the tree, either with a laser or with a router, it could be a memory of a loved one or something like that. Anyway, there's a GoFundMe link down below if you are interested. And we'll put a tree in the ground on your behalf. That we do. And we've got about 5. We stopped planting earlier this year. What's it about? May time? Was it April? Anyway, that sort of time we stopped planting. But we've got done around 550. So if I keep miscounting, but we're around 550 at the moment. We're hoping to do 1,000 plus. It's probably going to be near 1,500. And we've got a load more to put in. and some very kind person donated enough trees to do another arbour, sort of circular arbour. So we'll train them into it, into an arbour. But also I'm going to, because it's a nice cause, it's for the the people in suffering girls or whatever. So I'll make a bench to go along with that as well. That's the plan. That is. Anyway, so far so good. So in the next live stream, what we'll do is we'll turn a new knob. You could carve one, but we're going to turn it. Yeah, I don't like those shaped knobs. No, I bet they get a bit out. You know what I mean? A little bit, yeah, a little bit saucy, isn't they? Yeah. I like the mushroom knob. All right. So we will be in the next live stream. We'll be making a knob like that one. All right, to go onto this little smoothing plane. It might be a little bit smaller because that's obviously it's a much bigger plane. Well, that's probably about the same actually. That's going to be the same. The base is definitely smaller because it has a much larger base on that. Number 5 Bailey. They're both Baileys, but this is not 1940s. Some mid 1940s. This one, and that one is post 1970. I'm not sure about. I bought it second hand. When was that? It would probably been in the 90s. No, crikey, earlier than that. Oh, about late 80s, 90s anyway. I bought this one, and I bought it second hand then, so I don't know how old it was then. It was quite new looking. But obviously, we take things on site and what have you, they get wrecked, don't they? Chucking your tools in your bag, and then you just want to get the job done. I didn't have a workshop like this then. You see, at least I've got places to put everything. Everything has a place, and possibly the live stream after we do this one, we will be making a tool cabinet. I'll say not really a cabinet because there's going to be no doors on it, but I've already got the frame. It's the face frame, for which I'm going to steal from something else. I've already got that, which is it's quite nice, sort of rustic, Wayne-edged frame, and it's going to be going here because I've got a whole load of tools that I would like to have a go with and start using again. And I don't like my tools tucked out of the way. I've got lots of stuff in drawers and stuff. I like to be able to see my tools. So I think, I'll grab that, Remind you what you got and what you need to do and what you need to maybe maintain and stuff as well. So, so it'll be a similar sort of thing to what we've got here, but without the doors. There'll be no doors on like that. So, and there'll be no drawers on the bottom either. It's just going to be somewhere to slot a load of planes into, but also somewhere to put a load of wooden moulding planes as well. That's the plan. Anyway, thanks for joining us. I much appreciate it. There are planes from SIF. Don't see one of them. The Suffolk Iron Foundry. There was a lot of planes came out of Gateshead in the UK. Oh, such as this one now. This is the Arabia. It says Gateshead on it. There you go. It says Gateshead. So that one, which is what I use, it's got a very curved plain iron, and this gets a lot of a boost. In some ways, I think to myself, it might be quite nice to restore this back to a user as in an actual proper hand plane. I would say proper hand, it is a proper hand plane, but it's not such a nice tool as that little Bailey, but it's a 2.5 inch. It's wider. So I don't know. Anyway, I'll use that as a scrub plane. So if I want to say scrub plane, I'll use scrub plane when I want to take a lot of material off quickly. Say, for instance, you joint those boards together and you want to flatten them off, get them level, what have you. And you just use scrub plane. That looks a bit like a hewn piece of wood, like you would do with an adze. But when you finished, and then you finish off, then you go to a smoothing plane. But it takes all the highs off fast. So yeah. Anyway, I'm from Norfolk, me. I have very little French. Yes, unfortunately, I really struggle with it. And I wish I'd done a lot more early on when we first came here, because I really struggled now. My voice has changed because I've got a problem with my vocal cords, and fibromyalgia hasn't helped either. And I can't actually reach the flipping notes now. I'm rolling my R's and stuff. I spit at people, So I'm a bit embarrassed by it, really. But there you go. We have a lot of French friends and they just laugh at me. There you go. Is Norfolk Scottish? No. No, we're from Norfolk, was east of the UK. The arse of the country, it is. Where it's very flat. Unlike Scotland. I'm sure Madman can vouch for that. So anyway, yeah, I speak a bit of French, you know what I mean, but not enough. Not enough. I can read it fine. I've got no problems reading it. But I have problems with pronunciation. And anyone who knows me from like a few years back will know that my voice was very high pitched. Other people phoned up on the phone, they just think I was a woman. But no, I've lost. I've got no range. Got the range. I've lost it all. It's all gone. My vocal cords. I had the camera down there and I had scans and stuff. But I think a lot of it's down to fibromyalgia because it's quite a common ailment because of the muscles, you see. So anyway, time for me to go. So I'll say toodaloo, you know, and thank you very much, Mad Monk, for moderating, and Alistair and that as well. Thank you very much for your kindness and your donation. That much appreciated. For my doggies. I love my dogs. I really do. I love Mrs. as well. She's all right, I suppose. And I love wood. And I love tools. I'm a lover, not a hater. Yeah, what's that? Something like that anyway. And it's time for me to go, so toodaloo. Till next time, I'll be making a knob.